and welcome to the brewery, Gravy's Brewery, here on Gravy's Brew Reviews. And then guys, for this video, as you saw from the title at the beginning, as you can see from the title below, it's brew day. And for this one, I know it's a little bit early, but I'm going to be brewing the beer that I'm going to be wanting to have at Christmas. That being a Russian Imperial Stout. Now, for those of you that aren't too aware of the terminology, Russian Imperial Stout basically means a super strength stout, probably looking upwards of between 8 and 10%. And just to give you a little bit of a brief history in terms of the name, I believe it comes from the fact that a lot of stouts brewed here in the UK were made specifically for the Russian market. However, because of the travel and the change in climate and temperatures, the beer had to be kept. Had to find a way to be kept. So what they would do, or what the brewers would do, is they would had extra hops and other ingredients to whack up the alcohol so that it could make the trip. Anyway, my apologies for the little bit of lack of knowledge there. I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you just look up the term. Anyway, for this one, I'm going to be doing something, just going back to basics, using beer kits. However, for this one, I'm not just going to be using one beer kit. I'm going to be using 1, 2, 3 beer kits. A lager, dark ale, and as you just saw there, a stout. I know that there's a lot of people out there get asked, a lot of brewers, both home brewers and professional, get asked the question of how exactly can you whack up alcohol. Well, this is one way, using more than one beer kit. I think around about this time last year, or Christmas last year I should say, I brewed a Christmas beer using 2 tins, which had the necessary fermentables to bring up the alcohol. But in some cases you need a bit more. So for this particular brew, I have the 3 kits. The recipe does call for the entire 1 kilo of dextrose, and I also have, and I hope this is okay, some rehydrated yeast, or the 3 packs of yeast rehydrated that came with the kit as well, the kits as well. So I think I've dawdled on a little bit in terms of this intro. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just get on with the brewing of this stout. Alright guys, we're back, and here's the ever familiar look into the fermenter, because here we go with the next bit. Put in the tins of malt extract. Now I did just turn off there because I did have a little bit of trouble opening these cans. I didn't actually want to waste the time having to do it on camera. As I say, I had a bit of trouble taking or opening the tins, I should say. I don't know how well you could see it, but they are a little bit dinged. Nothing that a couple of runs through with my opener didn't sort out. Probably might prove a little bit troublesome for the next bit when I rinse these tins out, but I guess we shall see. So anyway, this is simply what you just have to do with this. just run the extract out of the tins. This is all you need to do. It's as simple as. Probably should have tried to take off a bit more of that paper than what I have, but never mind. So that was the stout and the lager. Here comes the dark ale. Now the dark ale, I must admit, this is not one I have used or brewed before. Might be one might have to be a brew that I do up either next year or later this year. I'm sorry for kicking the camera there. So anyway, once again guys, I'm just gonna turn off, you know this bit, I'm just gonna turn off once again just so that I can see about getting these tins rinsed out. So just give us a few seconds to try that, or do it, attempt it, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so once again my apologies for having to turn off just then. Hopefully I've managed to deal with these cans, but anyway, let's try and get them emptied and sorted. This one, it's clean enough. Two. Once again, I don't know if I might just try and get a bit more out of that one. And dark ale, which proved to be the more difficult of the three. So that can go in there for a minute. Once again, I might have to try and force this tin open a little bit more and try and get some more out of that. I can't really tell, but anyway, I'm just gonna have to play with what I've got, and I think probably because of the three kits, I don't know how well you can tell, but this feels really, really thick, as it actually would. It smells fantastic though, I will admit that. And I mustn't forget the dextrose before I do anything else in a second. Just want to try and get this mixed up as best as I can. It's starting to thin out now by the feel of it. Right, so leave that like that just for now. With a pair of sanitised scissors, in goes the dextrose. Yes, all 1 kilo of it. And something else that I can see that you can't, on the thermometer on my fermenter here, the temperature at the moment is around about 28 degrees. I'll give it a proper look with my handheld thermometer in a minute. The brewing temperature, I have to get this down to about 18 degrees, and I forgot to mention as well that unlike most of the kits that you get that advise to brew to 23 litres. This is only to be brewed to 20 litres. I suppose to help the alcohol as well, or boost the alcohol a little bit. So that's actually not feeling too bad right now. Once again, sorry for knocking the camera. So once again, guys, I'm just going to turn off for a few minutes just to try and get the temperature down on this. Of course, I have to lift it up to my workbench, and then you know the rest. Fill it up to 20 litres, take a hydrometer reading and pitch the yeast. So my apologies for doing so, guys, but once again, I'll be back. Alright guys, we're back for the final part. Sorry it took so long to do. I had a hell of a trouble getting this down to temperature. Unfortunately, it's still, even now, a tad bit too high, and I have had to go over the 20 litre mark. I think I've probably hit round about, and I'll probably just bang on 20 litres. Unfortunately, again, the temperature's too high, but there's not really much I can do in my case. So I'm just going to take my chances with it and pitch at this temperature. I know I probably should have done it, alright, excuse me, let me rephrase it. I have done it off camera. I have taken a gravity reading, got it up to around about 1.090, which is probably going to be around about between 8 and 10%. Providing it attenuates to where it needs to go. I'll pop a link, or excuse me, I'll pop the math down there in the description. I can't think off the top of my head what the exact approximate ABV is going to be right now. Once again, once I've worked it out, I'll pop it down there. Anyway, one more thing I've got to do. Can't remember whether I mentioned it at the top of this video, but I have had to rehydrate the yeast. There's the 3 packs of yeast rehydrated in about 250 ml of tepid temperature water. He said I think that was probably around about 30 some odd degree water. So anyway, regardless of the high temperature, I'm just going to pitch that as is, see how it goes. Just give it a little stir. Hopefully it'll work. If not, then I'm going to be in for a bit of a busy time brewing, because I want to get one out for Christmas. Something along these lines. Stout kind of brew. So there's that. Pop that back there. And with a bit of luck, in the next couple of days I might be able to bring you something in terms of letting you see the fermentation, which for those of you that have probably brewed something along the lines of a Russian Imperial Stout like this, it does say that the fermentation is quite volcanic. Hopefully with a bit of luck in the next day or two I might be able to bring you a little something that might show that. Alright guys, well, my apologies for such a long video. It was a lot more difficult than what I thought it would be. But anyway, down in the description, what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm going to pop the original gravity and the potential ABV. And for those of you here in the UK that would like to give this a go, I'm going to pop a link to where I got the kits, and I'm also going to pop a link to the Cooper's website. Yes, Cooper's. More specifically, the brewing instructions for this, because if you want to give it a go, you do need to get it quite specific. This is just the first time for me, and we'll see where we go from there. Alright guys, well, that's all I've got for you for now. So, from Gravy's Brew Review in the brewery, this has been Gareth Goes Gravy, and I'll see you later.